Don't you think that there's not enough pirate games out there? Most famous ones are Sid Meier's Pirates and Black Flag, but apart from them, there's seemingly nothing worth mentioning. Though there's actually been quite a few more of them. Problem is, they're for one or other reason not that popular. For example, Mountain Blade pirate game, actually decent Sea Dogs franchise, American Civil War pirate game, German porn pirate game, and of course the infamous Raven's Cry. Pirates are indeed an interesting setting, good for video game adaptation. I think everyone would want to go on a pirate journey, which includes enduring long voyages while eating only hardtack, stealing chocolate from the Spanish, and getting syphilis from harbor prostitutes. While Sea of Thieves is far from a perfect pirate game for me personally, it still manages to be a lot of fun with its approachable adventure mode. And since I mentioned other pirate games, I will compare them to the Sea of Thieves to find out how well it can present itself in comparison with other Buccaneer titles. First of all, Sea of Thieves is a multiplayer exclusive game with its central focus on operating a ship and how each crew member plays a role in overall voyage. It's not a complex simulator, but team coordination is actually vital to prevent the ship from sinking.
This is so sad.
For example, a 3-people team would be divided into one person responsible for cannons, the other for navigation, and the third for cooking a meal for others. Both you and your crew members are responsible for each other's lives, so you must be ready to do your part and, if necessary, sacrifice your life for the survival of most. Though the price for making this game approachable for most players is the lack of complexity in certain areas I would look forward to. In Sea Dogs you had a massive part of the game devoted to economy, which included the need to repair the ship, buy supplies for crew members, and other vital things such as gunpowder, medicine, and hookers. That being said, Sea of Thieves also demands that you have enough cannonballs, planks, and food for successful voyages. Most can be looted on any island, though the amount you can have on your ship is limited. Therefore, an appropriate preparation for a long journey is required. In this sense, the game is much more complex than Black Flag, in which you had even less micromanagement. But don't be fooled, there is no such thing as import, export, contraband, or any trade whatsoever. The merchants you find on the shore therefore act as merely dummies for you to sell your loot for money, which is then used to buy customization for your ship and your pirate, which is, not going to lie, pretty cool, even if purely cosmetic. A shame, since a better crafted economy would suit the game and make the gold hoarding much more meaningful. Thankfully, it is the adventure itself that's most entertaining. When it comes to sea battles, they are very enjoyable. Shooting up the cannons, getting bombarded by enemy fire, patching up the ship and trying to come out of the encounter alive. You can even load different cannonball types, for example the mast-breaking swivel balls or magic ones with various effects. Moving on to the story. The visual style is very pleasing and no. There were actually some signs of a story here. Surprisingly, you can learn more about it by reading small texts scattered throughout the islands and talk to every NPC in the game. And all of them have deep and fantastically written backstories and several layers of personality and motivation beneath them. Of course, it still can't surpass the phenomenal writing Raven's Cry had, but it gets really close, so you have some idea how amazingly written the game is. For example, one of my favorite characters is Peter. Peter was a man who grew up in his family's mango farm in Ireland. He had a loving husband and 2 adorable pet monkeys, and his life was like a fairy tale. But one horrible night, From the shadows emerged a ship with dark sails. That was the ship of Captain Glitchbeard, a notorious scoundrel who has sunk many ships by launching his cutthroats by cannons into enemy and having them throw explosive bombs at them. Peter was one of many who has lost everything to this bloodthirsty pirate. With nothing holding him back in the old world, Peter decided to start anew and begin his life as a generic merchant, buying supplies from random pirates in hopes that one day he will be able to collect enough money and return home. But for now, he has to stand every day and night near his store on an island that looks like a rock with random trash stuck to it. Now the visual style is very pleasing with beautiful weather effects and overall makes the playthrough more enjoyable. It contributes to the comfy atmosphere ideal for evening sessions with your friends as you chug 20 liters of grog and go for another voyage. As for community, you will definitely meet some people who want nothing but to sink you, or even the Glitchbeard himself, but the Sea of Thieves harbors many kind-hearted and chill captains as well.
You should eat a banana then.
You may not believe it, as way too often random players will just attack and attempt to rob you, but trust me, you will find decent people as well. At certain moments it may have seemed that I was only negative and found the game bad, but that is not true. But as a fan of a pirate setting and having a bit of experience of games about them, I tried to compile my thoughts and expectations for a potential future pirate game that would leave me and you climaxing. Even though I would love to see a fleshed out story, expanded economy and something else here and there, I understand that Sea of Thieves is first and foremost casual adventure, dedicated for simple and accessible fun. And in the end, isn't that kind of fun what we always love in video games?
There's no way Vlad isn't drunk.